Now, the first sign you might notice is your engine sputtering, especially at high speeds. You're cruising down the highway, feeling good, and suddenly it's like your engine is taking a coffee break. That's because your fuel pump is struggling to keep up with the demand, not delivering enough fuel to the engine. It's like trying to run a marathon with just a sip of water. And believe me, you don't want to ignore this one. It's your car's way of crying out for help. So you hop in your car, turn the key, and nothing. Or maybe it cranks and cranks but just won't turn over. Now, a lot of folks will jump to the conclusion that it's a dead battery, but hold your horses. It could be your fuel pump that's giving you the cold shoulder. See, a weak fuel pump might not be able to generate enough pressure to get the fuel flowing properly to kickstart that engine. And trust me, there's nothing more frustrating than being late because your car thinks it's a statue. Picture this. It's a scorching hot day, you're stuck in traffic, and suddenly your car decides to take a nap right there in the middle of the road. This, my friends, is a classic sign of a fuel pump on its last legs. The heat, it gets to everything, even your fuel pump. When that pump gets too hot, the internal components can expand and just refuse to work properly. It's like trying to run a marathon in a sauna, not a pretty sight. Chapter 4. You're trying to merge onto the highway, you hit the gas, and nothing. Your car feels like it's dragging an anchor. Or maybe you're climbing a steep hill and your engine starts to wheeze like it's about to give up the ghost. Well, this lack of power, especially when your engine's under stress, could be another red flag that your fuel pump is waving at you. It's just not strong enough to keep up with the increased fuel demands. Chapter 5. Surging, the dreaded bucking bronco. Now this one can be downright scary. You're driving along minding your own business, and suddenly your car feels like a bucking bronco, accelerating and decelerating all on its own. This erratic behavior, known as surging, can be a sign of a fuel pump that's on its way out. It's like it's trying to make up its mind about whether it wants to work or not. And trust me, you don't want to be along for that ride. Chapter 6. Decreased fuel efficiency. Goodbye gas money. Noticed you're making more trips to the gas station than usual? Well, before you start blaming the rising gas prices, consider this. A failing fuel pump could be the culprit behind your car's sudden thirst for fuel. When the fuel pump isn't delivering the right amount of fuel, your engine can't run as efficiently, leading to, you guessed it, lousy gas mileage. Chapter 7. Dead engine, the grim reaper of fuel pump problems. This, my friends, is the ultimate sign that your fuel pump has breathed its last. You turn the key and nothing. Not a peep, not a groan, just silence. Your engine is as dead as a doornail. Why? Because your fuel pump has completely given up the ghost, and there's no fuel reaching the engine. It's game over. Time to call a tow truck.